How many people actually watch this?
Welcome back, everyone. We are the Sports Budz. Thank you for watching. I hope it is people that are indeed watching and not just robots. Yes, thank you for joining us, robot overlords. I appreciate your views as well. I am Tony Parlay, Tony Reyes. I am your host. Joining me, as always, is we have Chris Billings over here.
You actually got it right.
Oh, snap.
Oh, not on my screen.
Okay, well, hey, I'm half right. That's a great summary of who I am. Half right. I've got Nick Kurt down there. Is that right? Is he down there for you too, Chris, or no?
Yes, he is down there for me too.
All right. NFL is back. It's taken over. You can tell already. Like on the day that one of the best players in baseball gets traded, people are still talking NFL. We've got scandals left and right. Yesterday, the Deshaun Watson suspension came down as 6 games. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to hand this off and let you guys share some thoughts while I try and put together mine right now. What do you got for me, Chris?
Honestly, I'm happy that football's back. I'm not going to lie. I definitely watched some peek-ins on training camp throughout the league over the weekend. I participated in some of that nonsense, but yeah, definitely overshadowed by the Deshaun Watson thing right now. And then of course the NFL did a little slide of the news dump in there with the Dolphins. But yeah, the Deshaun Watson thing is just, I don't know. A part of me thought he was going to get a season. I don't know why. That was kind of delusional on my part that I actually thought he was going to get suspended for a season. I don't know why I thought that. Definitely Calvin Ridley. I should have always known that he was going to have a much more tougher suspension than Deshaun Watson. So yeah, it was a disappointing ruling. And it's just more the Browns sold their soul to get this guy as well, and they feel kind of rewarded today, which is disappointing.
Nick?
I mean, I agree with a lot of the points that Chris just made because, Calvin Ridley got a year suspension. The NFL isn't really consistent with these suspensions they're giving out. I know it can be appealed, and more games may or may not be added to it, but I feel like 6 feels too light for the number of cases that this happened. So I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think Chris is off base. I feel like I read somewhere some rumors were murmured that they owners or someone was wanting a year suspension for him, and that's what they were pushing for. I feel like a lot of people thought that too. I thought it was going to be in the middle of 10 games or something.
Yeah, I was thinking more like the 8 to 10 game range.
It is disappointing. I mean, it is disappointing, and I feel like that's legal mumbo jumbo. I don't care. I'm not going to talk about it. I don't understand the rulings and all this nonsense. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it matters. But what it does mean is, do you think the Browns are a playoff team if Deshaun Watson plays 11 games for them, 10 games for them?
I say no, because look who's starting those other games. You saw what Jacoby did last year with the Dolphins. He was more of a casualty than anything because he ended up losing 5 games. So you bring in Deshaun Watson for 11 games. Say he wins 8, 9 of those. Is it enough to get them enough wins with this crowded AFC? I don't think so.
Chris?
Part of me thinks that they do sneak in. I think so what, he's gonna be gone 6 games. I think reasonably, if you keep it to 2-4, 3-3, they can make the playoffs. I feel if they go 4-2, I think they're a scratch. There's gonna be some pressure and some hate, but at this point, I don't think Deshaun Watson's affected by it. Just seeing him throughout this process, how unfazed he's been. Like he sat out a year. Like just the way he approached Houston of he didn't want to play for him anymore. Like all these things, like he's just completely unfazed by all of it. Like you haven't seen any contrition out of him. So I don't see him being like the guy that like the noise is going to get to him this season.
Let's throw some gas on the fire here. The reason I ask this is because if the Browns make the playoffs, that means one of your teams isn't making the playoffs. The Broncos or the Dolphins is not going to make the playoffs. The Browns are going to take that spot. So with Deshaun Watson for 3/4 of a season, do you think the Browns are better?
If we both win our division, fuck yeah. Like we're
Dude, your division is in space. It might as well be planetary with
Yeah.
the quarterbacks are for you. Like I have much more faith in Nick's Dolphins winning that division than the Broncos winning their division. Like maybe Josh Allen gets hurt for a little bit and the Dolphins win some games, but like your division, like
we have recency bias in this league. Like we forget that like Russell Wilson was like a legit like MVP contender like less than a year ago.
No, disagree.
Maybe not. Maybe 2 to 3 years ago.
Yes, there we go.
No, he was last at the beginning of last season. People were like, "Oh yeah, like he has MVP possibilities."
No, you guys are like phased by Russ drinking that concussion water in Denver already. I see. Like you were one of the first people to sell that Seattle stock short last year. Like they were not good last year. He was not good last year. It's been a full 2
Because look who their coach is. Like
I don't understand this criticism. What do you mean?
He doesn't care. Like he's just run the damn ball. Like that's his whole philosophy.
Now he wants to run the ball.
Look, touche, Nick, touche. All I know is it has been a full 2 years since we've seen prime Russell Wilson. He was not good last year, and they were not good. And so we will see. We will see if he can like regain that prime Russell Wilson. But it's been a while since we've seen that.
I know Nick's drinking the Kool-Aid, but I might as well dip in. Like I think the Broncos have a legit shot to win the division this year.
Man.
And I think Kansas City, honestly, they're gonna have a down year. And I'm not just trying being a hater. Like I think they're gonna have a down year.
I think I found the scout who said Mahomes just looks at his first read and then just runs around trying to play street ball. I think I've identified that scout. I think I found who that scout is right here. Wow, Chiefs are having a down year. I don't even know how to address that. Like, oh man, I don't even. Okay, so if the Chiefs
heard it there first,
if the Chiefs do have a down year, what about the Chargers and the Raiders?
I think they're fighting for a wild card spot.
You think that the Broncos are like that much better than those two teams?
I think they are than the Raiders, yes. And then the Chargers, like the Broncos have just kind of had their number lately. Like Justin Herbert's good, but he's still young and he's still going to be playing a home game to majority of Broncos fans being there.
What are your thoughts on the AFC West there, Nick?
I literally just had the same conversation through text with my nephew, who is also a Broncos fan. So he's drinking that same Kool-Aid you are already. He's got the Broncos winning the division, and I believe it was the Chargers and maybe the Chiefs fighting for that wild card spot rather than the Raiders. But I do think it's going to be a dogfight between those teams. They could easily go 3-3 everybody, and it all comes down to how they play outside the division.
Wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised. I don't know how you dismiss these teams. These upgrades these teams have made in your division are just expensive. They're very, very exciting upgrades. The Chargers got Khalil Mack. I forgot that they got Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson to add to that defense, and I was just like, wow, I forgot that happened.
It's the Chargers, though. Like, like, when have they ever been good?
I don't know. They have a good roster. They have good players.
LT ain't walking through that door.
LT. And then the Raiders had Devontae Adams, and Billings is just like, don't care. It's the Raiders.
Well,
same scenario. Like, they're going to have majority Broncos fans at their home game.
All right. I have a question for you then. Do you think the Browns are better than the Chargers or the Raiders?
No. Even with Deshaun the whole season,
Billings disagrees. That is a face of disagreement immediately. Go, Billings.
It's like, I don't know. I haven't seen Deshaun Watson play football in forever, but I've also seen that guy do some things with some pretty limited talent in games.
I know, but even his last year in Houston, he went 4-12. So I think with Deshaun Watson a full year, that team's still fighting with the Steelers for the last spot.
The Steelers?
The last spot in the AFC North. Not for a playoff spot. The last spot for AFC North.
Thanks to Tony, I just realized that Trubisky's their QB this year.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm going to tell you something. Trubisky's an upgrade from Roethlisberger last year.
Yeah.
Like Roethlisberger last year was like a mannequin with like a ragdoll arm that they just were like rolling out there. And it was Najee Harris like breaking 7 tackles every play and getting like 4 yards.
It won't be much different this year, my friend.
No, man, Trubisky's athletic. He's definitely going to run some. And then they got Kenny Pickett. I don't know. I'm not buying into the Steelers. You're right about that. But I don't know. You think that the Browns are better than the Chargers?
No.
Billings.
I'm going to say no.
All right. So does that mean the Chargers are in the playoffs?
I say no.
Wow. Dang. Tough schedule. That AFC is a bloodbath. All right. We've talked about the AFC West a lot. Let's get Nick going on the Dolphins. We know who Tuanon is. It may or may not be someone that is in this Zoom link. Just throwing that out there. Share me some Dolphins hype. What do you got?
I mean, there's a lot of
try not to tamper with the podcast.
First of all, let's address that. Tell me how you feel about Stephen Ross totally tanking, getting caught for tanking. Come on, dude.
It's not surprising. Everything this man does. He's all for naught. He's always trying to win. It's just I don't understand. I remember back, it was probably like 2008, 2009, when he had this orange carpet and he's trying to bring in all these celebrities to come into it. He's doing whatever he can to fill the stadium and try to do what it is to win, but you got to do it the right way. You can't be going after people under contract. So have your players do it.
Stephen Ross
in the NBA that way
is going to get punished more harshly by the NFL than Daniel Snyder. Like I'm just okay. All right. That's who cares? Let's get away from this off the field nonsense. Talk to me about Tua and this offense, and how excited are you for this team?
I am very excited, especially after seeing Saturday. Apparently he can throw a deep ball.
Look at this.
I mean, the media would have you believe that he could only throw like 10 yards, but I don't know.
Alternate facts, everyone. Those are alternate facts.
I mean,
tell me what he could do. Can he do it?
Yeah, everything coming out of camp, it's positive. He's making good plays. He seems confident in the offense. And everything that I've heard coming out of San Francisco is that Shanahan brought him with him wherever, and he was the genius behind the run game. And I expect the Dolphins to be running a similar offense to that with McDaniel's twists on things, which with the San Francisco offense, you don't need a great quarterback for that offense to be good. Jimmy G, I think, is a decent quarterback at best, and he brought them to 2 NFC Championship games and 1 Super Bowl. And I believe during one of those runs, he went through the entire playoffs without throwing a touchdown.
This is true.
I'm not saying Tua's not going to be great, but he doesn't have to be. Give him a few years to learn the system, and he could be great. But in the meantime, he's got these weapons around him.
All right, I know what to ask. Chris, can Tua be as good as Jimmy G?
Yeah.
No doubt, without any
Yeah.
hesitation. Without any hesitation.
Yeah.
Explain yourself. Why do you believe this?
Because he's actually getting weapons this year. He's actually getting an offensive line this year. Like all these things he's just been without. And he's also had a coach that I'm pretty sure hated him as well. Like now he has a coach that I think is very much behind him and is building things around him and wants him to be successful and is setting him up for said success. So I think Tua is gonna have a good year. Like I think Dolphins fans, like, they haven't had this much of an opportunity to be this hyped since, like, honestly, like Ricky Williams.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Well,
Like they actually have a season to look forward to.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, like hope we get lucky and like make it into the playoffs on a wild card. It's like, no,
And
like
even
let's win the division this year. Like we are a playoff team.
yeah, and even at the time of Ricky Williams, we still had Jay Fiedler as a quarterback. It was more Ricky Williams in that defense.
Oh, okay.
But honestly, if the Dolphins don't make the playoffs this year, it'll be a disappointment for Dolphins fans. Like, and that's
very much so.
I don't think that's been the standard for them for decades.
Yeah.
So do you think Tua is the quarterback at this time next year for the Dolphins, Nick?
Yes.
So you
Yes,
think
I do.
playoff run is happening?
I do.
All right.
I'd say if he has like a mediocre season or just an outright bad season, like no, he won't be back. Like they will find a free agent QB, especially with just kind of the shuffling that's going on right now. And like, yeah, like with the team that they have now and just kind of seeing what Stephen Ross has done, like I have no doubt that they will pull the trigger, even if he's mediocre. Like say they do make it to the playoffs and he kind of just like lays an egg and just doesn't look good and like there's an opportunity out there to get like a better QB, Dolphins will take that opportunity fast.
Interesting. Let's talk about the AFC East. Nick has shared with us some thoughts about the Patriots and Devontae Parker going to the Patriots. Why aren't you talking to me about the Bills? Is it possible the Bills are overhyped and overrated? This is the question that I find myself pondering. Their win over-under is 11.5 right now. They're number 1 team in Vegas on all the books right now. Favorite to win the Super Bowl. Why no concern? Why no mention of them? Have you just accepted this, Nick, or what's the deal?
Oh, yeah. Being in the AFC East the last 20 years, you learn to accept when a team is at the top of the division, like we did so many years with the Patriots. And the Bills, just over the last few years, have felt like they've gotten to that point. The Dolphins can't say anything. I think they've swept us the last 3 or 4 years straight. So, in my opinion, they are the best team in the East right now. But the Dolphins are creeping closer to that. Patriots, I believe they have got worse since last year. And the Jets are just the Jets.
Hashtag analysis. What do you got, Chris?
The Bills, like I don't know, man. Like I want to see them actually, like they have expectations this year. And for them it's like if you're not in the AFC Championship, like that's a disappointing season for them. That's always tough for teams. I say that as somebody that had Peyton Manning. Like sometimes you make it to the Super Bowl and then you start off with like a safety, and then sometimes you win them. So yeah, like expectations, like they're no joke. And like on the flip side, like look at Carolina, like that season, the expectations they had, and they just didn't perform in that Super Bowl after playing an amazing season. So it's one thing to like say like, yeah, we're gonna be number one, like we're gonna go to the Super Bowl. It's another thing to actually win one.
I feel like Bills overrated right now. A little too overhyped. This AFC is a straight up bloodbath. I don't even know. It's like dealer's choice on any given Sunday. Any amount of teams could win this. That playoff race is going to be insane. And I think that you're sleeping on this Jets team. Something is up with this Jets team, man. I'm telling you. Look at that. Look at both of those faces. Both those faces. Look at that. There's some doubt. What is this face about? Why is there doubt? Tell me why there's doubt.
Because the Jets fucking suck.
Do they?
Pretty much.
They're more likely to bang my mom than make it to the playoffs this year.
Man, I don't know, man. I don't know. Watch out. Your mom might be taking a trip to Utah, dude. What if the Jets make a fucking run, dude? What if they make a run? They have a pretty good freaking roster. I just don't know if Zach Wilson's going to be able to put it together. No, both of them, no.
Jets will Jets.
Yeah. I mean, they'll probably win. What's their over? Do you know their over under?
I think
Vegas?
it's like five.
5?
Under.
I was gonna
Under.
say 5 or 6. They might squeak out 5 or 6 this year.
Man, sleeping on the Jets, I'm telling you, that's easily a 7-win team right there.
Said no one ever.
7 wins right there. 7-10 Jets. Put that one down. 7-10.
Like what is it? Like 2010 is Mark Sanchez on the team? Like
That might as well. Maybe Zach Wilson can Mark Sanchez it to 7-10. I'm telling you, that's a team that you're underestimating right there. The Patriots, I don't know about that team. Something's up with them. Something stinks with them. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
we all forget, like they started out terrible last year. Like it took them like half a season to get their shit together. So like they weren't that, like they did finish strong, but they were not that good that last year.
Mac Jones. Look at Nick. Shake the head. Tell me. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nick. Share with your thoughts on Mac Jones immediately.
I mean, I just don't think he's good. I mean, if Devontae Parker is healthy for a full season, which is a big if, because you've seen in Miami the last probably 4 or 5 years, I think he had 1 year when he played 15 games and he had a great year. But that's going to be his number one option. Does he have any other wide receivers? Because they traded away Harry.
Nelson.
Anybody else? Maybe
Hunter Henry, and then
he's got Hunter Henry, and then they always make the best use out of whatever running backs they have. But that type, they're trying to fit that seems like the same model that they used to have around Tom Brady, but he's not Tom Brady. Their defense got worse, losing J.C. Jackson. Their DBs can't even keep up with Devontae Parker in practice. I don't see that team. I don't see Mac Jones leading that team to any more than 8 wins.
And as much as Tony hates to admit it, there is this thing called the sophomore slump.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm about to give you the best analysis of the New England Patriots that you'll ever hear right now. The New England Patriots are just a fucking team that outsmarts the other team. It doesn't even fucking matter about the personnel. Every fucking game is just about outsmarting the other team. They'll do whatever they fucking can to just outsmart the other team to try and win. So, like, I don't believe in Mac Jones. I'm going to say this right now. I'm saying it right now. Sophomore slump. Billings is right. Jets, better record than the Patriots this season. Jets finish above. Look at Nick's down. Nick is agreeing with me. He's like, yep, that Cougar Mountain guy, Zach Wilson. Better record.
My personal life would be so good if that was true.
Let's root for Nick's personal life right now. Jets 8-9, Patriots 7-10. Doable? It's doable. Look at you guys both nodding. Both nodding. All right.
8-9
It'd be
ain't
nice,
happening.
but yeah.
8-9's happening for the Jets. 8-9. 8-9. Playoff picture late. They're gonna be in the hunt graphic. It's happening. Speaking of this graphic, Billings, who is the number one team in the AFC you don't want the Broncos to face going to the Super Bowl?
The Chiefs?
All right. I thought the Chiefs are having a down year.
I still would not want to face them. Ask
Wow.
the Bills how that worked out.
This is true. This is true. Nick, what's the team you don't want the Dolphins facing?
Shit, ask the Texans from a few years ago how that worked out.
This guy.
I mean, I would say the Bills, just because that same factor that I alluded to before about how they've just swept the Dolphins 3-4 years straight. Depending on how they do against them, I mean, it could be beneficial to have a third game against them in the playoffs. But off the top of my head, that'd be the team I say.
Wow. The Bills and the Chiefs. No respect to that Bengals squad and Joe Burrow, who is number one quarterback in the league. Tony's hot take right there. No respect to this guy. Slicing up defenses left and right. Now he actually doesn't have to take 10 sacks a game. They have an offensive line, but no respect to this guy. Sophomore slump? Oh, wait, no. He's already played that sophomore year. What's the deal? Why are the Bengals not getting any respect?
This is the Bengals, first off. That's why. And there's much shinier objects in the AFC right now.
Much shinier objects than Jamar Chase. I would have to disagree with you.
I'm just telling you what everybody else is doing. I think Joe Burrow is going to get MVP this year.
He's on board. He's on board the Joe Burrow MVP, QB1. Nick?
But
I mean, I don't think there's any disrespect on Joe Burrow and the Bengals. I think they probably do win that division.
What do you got, Billions? What were you going to say?
Oh, I forgot now. That thought's long gone.
Bengals win that division, huh? What about Lamar?
I don't know. I think, that's the Ravens might have something to say about that, but
the Ravens, indeed.
I think Joe Burrow's that dude's awesome. Like, I've seen him just do some amazing things that haven't necessarily gotten the attention that Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen have gotten the last couple of years. And I think he's playing that same level, playing the same level as Aaron Rodgers. And so I'm excited to watch him. I guess a little segue. We talked about this. Like, if you couldn't watch the Dolphins, what are 5 out of your market teams that you'd want to watch this year, Nick?
5 out of market teams I don't want to watch this year. Let's see. Probably the Bengals. Uh, 49ers, because that's the only draft pick we have this year.
Wow. For such selfish reasons. Jesus.
Let's see. I don't know.
I think I switched it from Packers to Colts because now I do kind of want to watch Matt Ryan and Jonathan Taylor and see how that works out.
Yeah.
I had the Bengals.
I could probably add both of your teams on there too.
No, you can't choose your team. You have to choose outside of your team.
Yeah, I had the Dolphins on my list. I definitely want to watch the Dolphins
I know, that's
this year.
what I just said. Both of your teams.
And yeah, I think I had the Cowboys as well. Gotta watch the Cowboys hate.
You guys, don't be suckers. This is my island. You don't want any part of this. You're just getting hustled left and right by that guy, Jerry Jones. That's my life.
I like Vikings is another high one on my list. I wouldn't mind watching the Rams either.
All right. Speaking of the Rams, Cooper Kupp got paid. GM Chris Billings. Did he get paid too much money? It looks like all the receivers are getting paid.
I remember when like 3 years ago, I was like, this Cooper Cup guy, pretty good. I think he's one of the best receivers in the league. And I just got like laughed out of the room basically. So fuck all of you. I was
He
right on
wasn't good
Cooper
then.
Cup.
He wasn't good then.
No, I was always right. He's the reason he's the reason that what's his face is in Detroit right now.
Jared Goff?
Yeah, like it's because he got injured and they didn't win that first time that they went to the Super Bowl. So just throwing that out there.
All those receivers got paid, Billings. Every single one of them.
And they deserve it.
All of them deserve it now. Just like they deserve it now. But you wouldn't.
I think he was smart to wait because he let the receiver market set itself, and him doing what he did last year, he deserved it. If anybody else does, he does.
I don't know where the line is at. It's like so difficult to draw on who is like a replaceable receiver versus who is irreplaceable. I don't know where the line is. I know it's definitely not like all those guys that got paid. That's for sure.
Oh, they're all replaceable for the most part. I'll tell you that much.
There's like 2 or 3 that are not replaceable. 2 or 3 that aren't, but I don't know which 3 or 2 it is. And that's what makes it so difficult. Neither does the league. That's why they're all getting paid.
Yeah, we're about to find out with the Chiefs this year.
Well, tell me about this. Tell me why the Chiefs are having a down year.
We're about to find out if they had one of those irreplaceable receivers.
Nick,
he's sure a big part of their offense.
Was he?
I get that they have Travis Kelce, but that's like he's still a tight end that gets beat around, and like that's only gonna last you so long.
You don't think Juju Smith-Schuster is gonna be good?
See if he could find the ball when Mahomes throws it up there.
Yes, that guy gets the show.
I don't know. They made some interesting additions. We'll see how they're gonna play. You know what we haven't talked about? We could talk about is this Kyler Murray guy. What the hell is going on here in Arizona? I live here. I don't even know what's going on. That is the craziest contract shit I've ever seen in my life. That's like some shit that would be in like a Josh Gordon contract where like he couldn't go to smoke shops or something. Like I can't even like fathom that. Like, well, you have to study this much because we're concerned about what you're doing in off-field activities.
Honestly, like putting on my conspiracy theory hat right now, that makes a lot of sense once I started seeing these stories about like, because like that dude, like that was a tale of 2 different seasons last year for sure, where he was just playing amazing, and then suddenly it's like, what the fuck happened to the Cardinals? And like I've seen these graphs where people are just like, oh, here's when Call of Duty was released, and I'm just like, holy shit, like this actually makes a lot of sense. So putting on my conspiracy theory hat, like I know that's an allegedly, but like it seems like the dude has a gaming problem, and there's somebody that had to deal with it here in Broncos country with Paxton Lynch, where like apparently like his Xbox account ratted him out that he is just playing like 140 hours a week like during the season. Like, yeah,
Madden doesn't count. Madden doesn't count as film work. Madden doesn't count.
It wasn't even Madden though. Like that's what they found out with like Paxton Lynch. They're like, oh, at least please tell me it was Madden. And it's like, no, it was some like fucking Fortnite or some bullshit. Like,
All right, hold on. This reminds me of something. Just gonna reach over there and borrow that conspiracy hat from Billings and put it on. Correct me if I'm wrong, fact checkers, but if you guys really want to look into it, I think there was like an issue with DeAndre Ayton playing video games too much, and that's why the Suns didn't want to give him a max contract. I swear to God, it has to be like a Phoenix, Arizona thing. Look that shit up. I swear to God, I just put it together. What the hell is happening here in Phoenix? They're just like gaming too much because we're prisoners of the sun here. We're fucking prisoners of the sun, so like we have nothing else to do. Got to be playing that after practice, I guess. Makes no other sense to me. But anyways,
it's a different world though, man. Like I even like Kevin Durant, who for all it's worth is top 3 player in the world right now. Like I think the dude, like I think as much time as he spends on Twitter and social media, it diminishes his game. Like it diminishes his stature in the game. Because he spends more time just with his ears up on there than like other things. And I'm sure now Kevin Durant, like this is somehow gonna get back to him and he's gonna find me and embarrass me on the internet. But like, yeah, it is a problem for some of these guys where it's just like, not to sound like an old school asshole, but yeah, like you're better off putting your time in to like your work sometimes.
What NFL player is the internet a problem for? This is a good question. Who's gonna get in trouble? I mean, Antonio Brown's not technically on a team right now, so you can't him because that was like the default answer that I just had off the top of my head right now. He hasn't been signed. Thought about the Cowboys signing him. Not gonna lie, you know he'd light Tampa Bay up that first game.
Oh, what's his face that played for the Bills? The receiver, the white receiver that was an anti-vaxxer that like
Cole Beasley.
Oh, Cole Beasley.
Yeah, it seems like that guy spent a little too much time on social media.
Woo, man, a lot of players on that Bills. I'm telling you, I'm betting the under on the Bills win total this year. And everyone tells me I'm crazy. That, you know why? Because the Dolphins are better. The freaking Jets are better. The AFC is a bloodbath. I have no idea. I believe that Joe Burrow is far and away. I was like, this guy's put it all together. He is QB1. I have no faith in that Bengals team coming out of the AFC to win it, but I still believe that he's like the best quarterback. So it's like crazy. Like the Broncos could go on a run. This fucking Tua guy could all of a sudden figure it out and be like, hey, I'm fucking mobile. I'm running now. Look at me. I'm like a little Lamar Jackson over here. Oh, I'm throwing it now. Who knows? I don't even fucking know anymore. This league is so crazy. Zach Wilson could come out here and the Jets have a 10-win season. You guys are like, Billy's like, fuck, my mom's on a plane to fucking Salt Lake. I fucking hate all of you guys. Kevin Durant liked some of her photos. Zach Wilson is going to have his way with this MILF. It's happening. Like, I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. But I know football is back, baby. Thursday, preseason.
So sorry, Mom.
Oh, apologizing already. I'm telling you. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask this question right now. We have 3 teams: Texans, Jaguars, Jets. Which team has the best record?
Jags.
Wow. Just shitting on my Jets love. Shit. Hurting. What do you got, Nick?
I mean, I don't want to, but I'd probably go with the Jets.
That's right. 2 against 1. Jets are beating the Jags and the Texans this year.
Jets and Texans are going to be competing for #1 pick.
Tell them. Flame them right now. All right. Let's wrap this up. All the robots, the people, the keyboards, the computers that are watching us for the views. I appreciate it. We are the Sports Buds. I'm Tony Parlay. Check out any of my stuff. Just type in Tony Parlay on the web. You'll find me. This is Chris Billings. What do you got to promote?
Mom, I'm sorry.
Apologies. He's a heart to heart. He's a family guy. He feels bad right now. He's worried about the Jets low key. So I'm hearing. Nick, what do you got? What do you got for us, Nick?
Stop the hate on Tua.
Tua Nun's been putting in a lot of hours. He's tired, guys.
That room is filling up with Kool-Aid.
As you can see.
Have yourselves a wonderful evening, everyone.